Hello and welcome to my channel. As you can see, I'm not in any fancy office, I'm just at work, but I really wanted to get this video out to tell you a little bit about myself. So let's start here. Before smartphones, before Wi-Fi and before social media, there was another world. My world and your world, if you're watching, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. A world of cassette tapes, VHS movies, Saturday morning cartoons, knocking on your mate's door to see if they were home and if they wanted to come out and play football or play dodgeball or Kirby or knock and run. I was born in the 80s. I lived through the 90s and I lived through the 2000s when the whole world changed. Let me introduce myself. My name's Anthony and I'm from that generation that lived through both worlds. I grew up in an analogue childhood. And then I stepped into a digital age. And that's when the internet first arrived, when mobile phones were bricks, when gaming went from pixels into full words, 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit. And games consoles today absolutely blow my mind. When I was growing up, you recorded songs off the radio, you used to sit there with a cassette, waiting for your favourite song to come on and then click record, and you'd hope and pray that the DJ didn't talk over it. And when you rented a movie, you had to rewind it before you took it back. If you wanted to see your friends, you just didn't text them. You went outside and you found them. And I don't know how we found each other, but we always did. But when the internet arrived, it changed some things. And it also sounded like a robot screaming down the phone line. And if someone picked up the phone line, that was it. It was over. You had to redial up and go again. Then the world changed. Then the 2000s arrived. Suddenly everything started to change so quick and fast. Dial-up became broadband. No longer did you have to rely on someone not being on the phone. You could do it together. Video games went from cartridges into online worlds. Like I said, that just blow my mind. And social media absolutely, completely changed how you connect with people. You found yourself connecting with people in Australia. I'm from England. In Australia or America that you'd met on holiday like 5 or 6 years earlier. And yes, it was so excellent for that. But for those of us that grew up in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, we experienced something so unique. We lived in two totally different worlds. So that's why I've started this channel, because those memories, those experiences, they're part of a generation that saw the world transform. This channel is about nostalgia from the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. You might be wondering why I've put the title Now in there. The reason I put Now is because I also want to talk about today's world as I progress as a channel. But I want us to remember the early internet days, the retro gaming, the technology that we had. Now, we didn't really have much technology. I remember the coat hanger as the aerial for the TV in the analog days, and how you'd be the aerial or you'd be the remote. If the TV needed turning over, it was up to us to go and change the channel from mum and dad. And we wouldn't backchat them, we'd just do it. Some of this is going to be funny, some of it's going to be nostalgic, some of it's just going to be remembering things that we completely forgot about. Bear with me, and I'll keep the shorts coming and I'll keep the videos coming. And I like to think over time I'm going to progress as a I don't know what you call yourself, as a social media influence. I don't want to be that. I just want to remember the good times, and I want you to remember them with me. So if you grew up in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, you probably remember little things like watching your favourite TV show every week, and you'd have to wait for the next series. None of this catch up of today. Carrying Walkmans and Discmans around, especially the Discman. That was hilarious. If you slightly shook it or anything, it just jumped to the next track or jumped somewhere that you weren't listening to. I remember the games consoles going from cartridges, very basic, and all of a sudden they were on CDs, and then they were digital, and then you could download them, and how everything changed. I'm kind of running away now into where we are now. I remember arguing with your family because you couldn't use the internet because your sister would be on the phone till 2 o'clock in the morning, and all you needed to do was your homework. So Does it sound familiar? Does all of this sound familiar? If it does, just subscribe to my channel and let's enjoy this journey together. This isn't about my memories. It's about our generation and our generation of memories. So in the videos that I produce, the shorts and the long formats like this, I want to hear from you. I want you to put your comments down below, and I promise you, whenever you comment, I will always comment back. I will always engage with you, no matter how big this channel gets or how small it is. I will always try and engage with every single person that joins in. Let's enjoy these memories together. If you've got a memory and you want me to relive it through a short, just put it in one of the comments. I don't need to know your name or nothing, and I will make a short for you and we can enjoy it. What technology did you miss? Give me a shout out. Is there anything you missed from the 80s, 90s? Or is there any of the younger generation that have got any questions they want to ask me about this? Because we were the ones that went through the transition. So if you remember cassette tapes, VHS memories, early gaming, dial-up internet, going out to play with your mates, the harsh tongue of your mother, the way that we lived, just subscribe to the channel because we're going to revisit so many memories together and hopefully we go forward. I see a lot of people on platforms saying it was this in the 90s and it was this in the 2000s, and I think to myself, and I don't mean this horrible, they're only 20, they're only 30, they weren't there. I'm in my mid-40s, I lived these times, and because you grew up in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s with me, if you're that age, we can share this together. If you're before that or after that, don't worry, join in. You're more than welcome. I want to take the input of now. We can take a lot from today's kids. I know we call them snowflakes, but they're not all snowflakes. Some of them are very bright and intelligent, and we have got so much to learn. So please, we lived through the biggest technology shift in history. So show me in the comments what you want, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much for the subscribers that I've got at the moment, which is 15. Managed to get them in the last 2 weeks or so. Every day I'm going to post more shorts. Every 2 or 3 days I'm going to put another long format video on. And I look forward to you joining me. I really do. This is like reliving my childhood all over again. And thanks for joining me in my fancy office. At home I have actually got a studio, which I'll be doing most of my videos from. But for today, thank you very much. Goodbye. See you in a few days. Don't forget to comment and don't forget to subscribe.